The Jews called the two arches together the Gate of Mercy. According to Jewish tradition passed down through generations, this is the very gate through which the Messiah will one day enter Jerusalem. This gate is known as the Golden Gate, also called the Eastern Gate, or the Mercy Gate. It stands quietly within the ancient walls of the old city of Jerusalem. Yet its silence carries centuries of expectation, prophecy, and belief. For hundreds of years, this gate has remained sealed, untouched, unmoved, and mysterious, while the city around it has changed hands countless times. Why was this gate sealed? Why has it remained closed while wars were fought, empires collapsed, and religions rose and spread across the earth? And what would it mean if a gate that has been closed for nearly 500 years has now begun to open? According to both Jewish and Christian tradition, this gate is not just stone and mortar. It is believed to be the exact gate through which the Messiah will enter Jerusalem. And now, in recent times, reports, images, and eyewitness accounts suggest that something unusual, something extraordinary, may be happening at this very location. The Golden Gate is positioned on the eastern wall of Jerusalem. It directly faces the Mount of Olives and overlooks the Kidron Valley. This location is not accidental. From ancient times, the East held deep spiritual meaning. The rising sun symbolized new beginnings, divine revelation, and God's presence. Among all the gates that once surrounded Jerusalem, this gate stands apart, not because of its size or architectural beauty alone, but because of its prophetic purpose. Other gates were built for commerce, defense, or daily movement. The Eastern Gate, however, was always associated with the future. Throughout history, this gate has witnessed countless events. It has seen invading armies approach the city. It has watched pilgrims come with prayers and tears. It has stood through destruction, rebuilding, and restoration. Kings have passed near it. Prophets spoke of it. Priests revered it. Yet despite everything, it has remained closed, as if waiting for a moment that has not yet fully arrived. In Jewish belief, this gate is deeply connected to the divine presence, known as the Shekinah. Ancient teachings say that the glory of God entered the temple through the eastern side, and that it would one day return in the same way. For this reason, the Eastern Gate became associated with redemption, restoration, and the arrival of the Messiah. It was not merely a physical entrance, but a spiritual threshold between heaven's promise and earth's fulfillment. In Christian belief, this gate holds even deeper significance. It is believed to be the very gate through which Jesus entered Jerusalem during his triumphal entry. Riding on a donkey, humble and peaceful, he entered the city exactly as foretold by the prophet Zechariah. Crowds welcomed him with palm branches, shouting praises, unaware that they were witnessing the fulfillment of ancient prophecy. This moment was not random. It was deliberate, precise, and divinely appointed. The book of Ezekiel contains one of the most mysterious prophecies related to this gate. In Ezekiel chapter 44, the Lord speaks directly, declaring that this gate is to remain shut, that it must not be opened, and that no one may enter through it, because the Lord, the God of Israel, has entered through it. This statement is profound. The gate is closed not because of human fear or political decision, but because it was sanctified by the presence of God himself. Many Christian scholars believe this prophecy points directly to Jesus' entry into Jerusalem. When he passed through this gate, God's presence entered the city in human form. If this interpretation is correct, then the gate was sealed not by coincidence, but by divine purpose. It would remain closed until the day when the Lord returns again, just as he promised. Centuries later, in the year 1541, the Ottoman ruler Suleiman the Magnificent ordered the Eastern Gate to be sealed shut with stones. The timing of this decision has raised questions for historians and believers alike. Many believe Suleiman was aware of the Jewish and Christian prophecies surrounding the gate and sought to prevent their fulfillment. To reinforce this closure, a Muslim cemetery was constructed directly in front of the gate. The belief was that a Messiah of priestly lineage would not pass through a place of graves. But history often moves in ways humans do not expect. Instead of stopping prophecy, this act may have fulfilled it. By sealing the gate, Suleiman ensured that it remained closed exactly as Ezekiel described. What was intended as prevention may have become confirmation. What was meant to block destiny may have preserved it. Over the centuries, many attempts have been made to open or destroy the Golden Gate. Each attempt failed. During times of war, rulers considered unsealing it. During moments of political change, plans were made to alter it. Yet every effort was stopped, delayed, or abandoned. During the Six-Day War in 1967, Israeli forces considered opening the gate, but religious leaders advised against it, warning that only the Messiah himself should open it. In 1917, plans were made to demolish the gate entirely. But on the very day the plan was to be executed, control of Jerusalem changed hands, and the plan was never carried out. Again and again, history has resisted any attempt to interfere with this gate. Empires have fallen, borders have changed, nations have risen and declined, yet the gate remained sealed. For believers, this is not coincidence. It is seen as evidence of divine protection and purpose. Now, after nearly 5 centuries, recent reports suggest that the interior of the Golden Gate, long sealed and inaccessible, has partially opened. People claim that access inside the structure is now possible. Videos and photographs have circulated, sparking intense discussion among scholars, believers, and prophecy watchers. This development is not small. It is deeply significant. If true, it raises serious questions. Could this be the beginning of something long awaited? Could this signal that the time spoken of by the prophets is drawing nearer? Jesus repeatedly told his followers to watch, to remain ready, and to stay faithful. He warned that his return would come at a time when many would not expect it. He compared his coming to the days of Noah, when life continued as normal until sudden judgment arrived. He spoke of wars, rumors of wars, natural disasters, and global unrest as signs. Today, the world is filled with uncertainty. Conflicts rage, nations are divided, fear spreads easily, yet Scripture tells believers not to panic, but to prepare. For Jewish believers, the Eastern Gate represents hope. It represents the coming of the Messiah who will bring peace and restore Israel. For Christians, it represents the return of Jesus Christ, the King of Kings, who will establish his eternal kingdom. The book of Revelation tells us that his return will not be hidden. Every eye will see him. The Golden Gate is more than stone. It is more than history. It is a symbol that connects past prophecy with future fulfillment. Whether the gate fully opens tomorrow or remains partially opened for years, its story continues to point hearts toward expectation. And this is only the beginning.